Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ashland High School as WACA-TV proudly presents Clocker Boys Soccer against the Millis Mohawks. I'm Josh Abrams, going solo for now here, but glad to have you with us here on WACA-TV. It's senior night here, and pregame ceremonies just wrapped up honoring the team seniors. And now at hand, starting momentarily, will be the Mohawks and the Clockers. The Clockers boys' record stands at 4-4 on their last 3 games, including a 4-0 win over Norton 2 nights ago. Andre Costa scored twice, and Brian Sagat and David Eza each had a goal. Clockers' next game, already looking ahead, is Tuesday at Medway. Meanwhile, the Millis Mohawks may be their biggest challenge of the season for the Clockers. The Mohawks come in tonight at 6-1, but that loss just happened yesterday against Westwood 4-1. The Clockers also lost to Westwood back in early September 2-0. So it'll be interesting to see how these two teams compete against each other as, again, not just Westwood, but their record against common opponents is very similar. So a little bit of a switch here tonight for the Clockers starting lineup as Coach Tiago Moda has gone with an all-senior lineup. So we're going to see, starting off at least in goal, of course, David Skoradumov. Left back Ethan Tell, right back Vinny Pinto, center back David Eza, forward is Patrick Eza, his brother, center back Ty Geary, defensive midfielder Felipe Mateus, left midfielder Max Deaver, right midfielder Lucas Demora, offensive midfielder Brian Sagat, and at forward Louise Manhays. So just about ready to go here, 40-minute halves of course. Clockers in their traditional Clocker blue uniforms with the red and white numbers and letters and trim. Millis Mohawks coming in tonight all white with maroon letters, numbers, and trim. And we're underway. Clockers send one in deep here to the Millis, toward the Millis goal. Misplayed a bit, but under control now by the Clockers. Eza tries to find a centering pass. Knocked away by the Mohawks, but not out yet. This one will just trickle harmlessly in on net. Easy save there for the Mohawks goaltender. Or keeper. He's directing traffic a bit here and now punts it away. Line drive doesn't reach midfield and turned over to the Clockers. Ty Geary boots it in deeper, finds Eza momentarily, headed out of the way by the Mohawks. Deaver lets it go out of bounds and be Clocker ball here is Ethan Tell inbounds here to Mateus. Mateus looking for some help. A nice centering pass, finds an open man. That's Manhays. Couldn't get it over to the far side. He had the right idea. Had a man streaking over there, but couldn't reach him. Now this one's booted in deep as Eza tries to stay onside as the ball goes all the way in on the fly to the Millis goaltender. Another poor kick by the Millis goaltender. It's turned over here at midfield. The Clockers have control. Mateus kicks it back to Ty. Ty drills a bit and then boots it deep. He's still looking for Patrick Eza. Hasn't been able to connect with him yet, and that's a long-distance connection being attempted. Ball's being headed back and forth between the two teams. Guess we had some kind of a collision there at around the 35 on the football field. The call's going to go Millis's way. Those who've been watching the games from out of state, not familiar with Ashland Fields, probably looks a little different to you, and that's because we're playing tonight at the high school in honor of senior night. We're on the high school field tonight, as opposed to the other games have been played at home, have been at the Ashland Middle School. So getting an upgrade here tonight, better lighting, and bigger crowd here tonight as well. You might be able to hear them in the background. Nice boisterous crowd here as Clockers misfire on the far sideline. And the Millis goaltender comes out to make the save, eat it up. Hasn't been able to get much air on his kick so far, and this is turned directly over to the Clockers. Little give-and-go attempt there by Demora and Manhays. All for naught. Ball goes back to the Millis goaltender. He's going to roll it out this time to one of his defenders, and they're going to work it up the near sideline, but out of bounds. Unforced error there by the Mohawks, and the Clockers have a good opportunity here, relatively deep here into Millis territory. Ball's passed back to Ethan Tell and further back to Ty. About 3 minutes gone by here in the first half, still 0-0 between the the Clockers and the Millis Mohawks. This one gets knocked out of bounds. Nice defensive play there by Millis. They take control here, and they'll have the throw in. This one gets forced. This is the deepest the ball has been so far tonight into Ashland territory as David Eza just boots it out of bounds. So another throw-in attempt here for the Mohawks. Little give and go on the throw-in. Bit of a high foot there. This one gets booted well over Skorodumov and the goal. So this will be a goal kick here for the Clockers. Yeah, these two teams are already making the ball boys work pretty hard tonight. Ball boys, of course, supplied tonight by Ashland Youth Soccer's Cobras. As we see Skorodumov's first boot of the night, just showing up the Millis goaltender with that boot well into Millis territory. Ball landed momentarily in Max Devers' feet, but unable to control. Now Millis trying to come out with it on the near sideline. Getting a little physical there between the two teams. It's a great opportunity and a beautiful save by Skorodumov. That was a 10-bell opportunity for the Mohawks, but they were denied. So Clockers with it at midfield now, trying to make something happen. Manhays with it. He works his way toward the middle of the field, trying to find Patrick Eza. Quick give and go. Back to Manhays. Over to Deaver on the far sideline, looking for the centering pass, but on the ground intercepted by the defense, but not out, headed right back in by Mateus. A nice little pass there in his own zone by Millis. Ty pinching in, keeps it in onto Manhays' foot for a moment, but blocked out of the way by Millis. And now they're coming out with it. And a foot race here as Ty's going to have to chase this one down. Trying to draw a foul or something. Able to outmaneuver the Millis offensive player there. And now Mateus has it. Over to David Eza, and he's going to kick it all the way back to David. Let him do the honors. And a line drive kick up toward midfield. Brian Scott had it momentarily. Back to him now, riding off a defender, and finally draws the foul. Beautiful play by positioning his body between the defender and the ball, and finally got the foul there. A slide tackle disrupts Max Deaver. He, a little physical getting back there. Now here's another opportunity for Millis. He's going to get a shot off before defender can come out, and he shoots it wide, but we have a foul called right by the box. We'll see what this one is. Ty visibly upset with the call, tries to get an explanation, and the ref wants nothing to do with him, waves him off. So this might be a free kick here for Millis. Oh, I stand corrected. So you can see it on camera. Ball was actually turned over. I'm not sure what was going on there between the ref and Ty, but the call did go Clocker way, so no free kick, anything like that. It was a goal kick for Skorodumov. So Millis on the attack again. They've got an open man here on the near sideline, looking to center, has his man. Quick shot on the ground, and David eats it up. Big save. He's feeding off the energy of this crowd right now. Biggest crowd of the season for Ashland boys soccer here at the high school tonight. It remains 0-0 between these two teams. And that's a poor pass by Millis, run off there by Ethan Tell. And now up Patrick Eza, back to Tell. Tell trying to feed Sagat down the near sideline. Ball's booted out of bounds. It's going to stay Clocker ball. And this will be Mateus on the throw-in. So we did have our first subs of the night for the Clockers. We'll catch up with everybody at some point here, but for now we do see Ethan Dentino out on the field now, normally a starter, but again, Coach Mato was starting all seniors tonight in honor of senior night. A couple of attempts there to get close to goal by the Clockers, but now ridden off momentarily. Let's see, turn back and forth. Millis comes out with it. Manhays with a nice back check there. Trying to stay onside, couldn't quite reach him. Mateus now gets tripped from behind and gets the call. So it looks like Carlos Espino, number 15, has also come into the game for the Clockers. This ball spotted on the 30-yard line of the football field, and Ty Geary will take the honors here for the Clockers. Ticking down to about 9 minutes gone by here in the first half, 0-0 between the Clockers and the Mohawks. Here's Ty on the ground and booted easily away by the Mohawks, and now they've got a man loose here, tracking it down in a foot race. Let's see if he can get a shot off. He just boots it way wide long side, is under heavy pressure by Ethan Dentino. So you have to acknowledge, I mean, the Mohawks have definitely had the better opportunities on offense so far tonight between these two teams. Clockers seem to be holding more time of possession, but again, the quality offensive opportunities have been going the Mohawks' way so far tonight. Skorodumov boots it away, well clear of the 50. Lucas Zamora had the foot on it, but it gets knocked out of bounds. It's going to go Millis' way now. Millis on the throw in, no pressure there, but turned over to Mateus. On to Sagat. Kick back to Ty. Ty moves it across to Carlos. Far sideline now to Deaver. He puts it ahead to Mateus. He gets ridden off the ball, no call. And this ball gets kicked all the way down to Skorodumov. Skorodumov happy to boot it out as far as he can. Deaver has it for a moment. It's going to get picked up on the sideline by Kai Costa. Somehow still in bounds, but then turned over. Ball still loose between the two teams here on the Millis side of the field. Mateus trying to get a foot in on it, and he's blocked successfully by the Millis player, and the call does go Millis' way. So here's a long kick by Millis, answered by the Clockers. Now we're exchanging headers. Carlos the latest to do so. Ball still loose here at midfield. Ahead now to Eza, kicking quickly over to Demora. Demora's trying to get the near sideline here, looking for an opening, looking for a teammate. Squares up, centering pass is too far for Mateus. This ball gets kicked high in the air. Nobody comes down with it. A little nonchalant play by a Millis player there. And it gets kicked all the way back to Ty now. He's going to get a man on, getting some pressure. Tries to push it ahead there to Demora. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Clocker ball. Clocker throw in here. Dentino doing the honors. And we have a couple more substitutions now, getting some fresh legs out here as Noah Ramsey comes in. And it looks like it's Andre Costa coming in as well. So Demora jogging slowly off the field. Going to wait for him to clear, and now we'll have the throw in by Mateus. Trying to go long for Costa. Over his head, it's rolling deep into the Millis end. Booted away and then headed away. And all of a sudden, they've got a break here down the near sideline. Ty's able to get there and kick it safely back to his own goaltender. Skorodumov with a line drive. Knocked down by Millis. Mateus in a battle here trying to get that ball, and he takes it off, but he gets whistled for it. So tough break for the Clockers there as Mateus gets called on the penalty, and this will be Millis turning things around now. Millis tried to overload the far side. They're the first one of the ball. There's a high arching kick. It's a great opportunity for Millis. Can they get it down? Defense collapses nicely, boots it safely out of the way, back to midfield, but Millis going to try and turn this right back around again. That was a well-designed play by the Mohawks. Late whistle there, as everybody was waiting for it. The trip called on Ty Geary. Seemed for a moment like there wasn't going to be any whistle there, but the refs must have seen everybody standing around staring at them, waiting for that call. So here's a free kick for Millis. Going to back him up just a little bit here. Clockers looking to match up. We'll see how they play this one. So 0-0 so far tonight. About just under 26 minutes to go here in the first half. Okay, Ty gets the header on it. Costa does too. Ball still loose. A little scary here if you're a Clocker fan. Unfortunately, Millis boots another one far side wide. So Skora Dumov will get a goal kick here. As we wait for the setup, let's take a moment here to thank tonight's sponsor, of course, Marathon Deli. Great variety of subs, specialty wraps, paninis, family pasta dinners, appetizers, and more. Available for takeout, delivery, and catering. Marathon Deli is located at 12C Union Street, Route 135 in Ashland. They're open Monday through Saturday, and they can be reached at 508-231-1859 or on the web at marathondeli.com. In the meantime, ball's traveled all the way up into the Millis zone, and Clockers will have the throw in here. Dentino takes it. Could have gotten called for a foot over the line. Costa working it in now. That's to Kai Costa. Centering pass attempt. Knocked aside and booted out of harm's way by the Millis defenders. Ty again pinches in, tries to head one in, set something up here for the Clockers. They've got an opportunity here. Manhay's racing into the corner, trying to grab that ball. He comes away with it, still trying to work it down the far sideline. Back up top now to Deaver. Deaver boots it to Costa, and a Millis defender is able to boot it closer to midfield. Ty heading it right back in there. He's certainly getting a high volume of headers right here tonight in just these last few minutes. Winds up coming up with it, and the pass is too slow to get to Noah Ramsey. Dentino, some nice defensive plays there to break that up. Ramsey overruns the ball. Dentino can't get a foot on it, and now it's driven back in to the Ashland zone. Skora Dumov, grab it there. This looks like Costa working his way down the far sideline. He's got Manhays now racing down, now looking to center it. Puts it in toward Ramsey. Ramsey has a shot. It's off the post. No goal. No goal. I don't know how much closer you can get to a goal than that. He was absolutely robbed by that. Just couldn't get the bounce off the post. We've got Sagat down, checking for blood. He is shaken up there around the 20-yard line in the Millis zone. No stoppage yet. Costa with it now. Sagat's still moving pretty slowly. We'll keep an eye on that. He's back into it now, and Ashland player looked like it might have been Manhays. I can't quite catch him. He gets tripped up. No call here, and now Dentino kicks it back to Skora Dumov. The teams are just going end to end right now as Ramsey hustles over to try to keep that one from going out of bounds, but he's just short. And now Millis with the ball. They'll head in. They'll throw in, excuse me. A nice shove by Manteas, and it gets called immediately. Down to about 22.5 minutes to go here in the first half. So most of the good offensive opportunity have gone to the Mohawks, but Noah Ramsey just got stymied by the post. He had beaten the keeper, but it was the right post that kept it from turning this into a 1-0 game for the Clockers. So an opportunity here for Millis over the head of Ty, but Ramsey somehow has it, and inadvertently or not, gets it up to Skora Dumov. There's a collision that's going to go Millis's way. Refs are not doing themselves any favors, raising the ire of the Ashland crowd here tonight. We're down under 22 minutes to go in the first half. Still 0-0 between the Mohawks and the Clockers. Let's see what they're going to set up here. Okay. A little long centering pass. Ramsey has a head on it, but it's not out yet. It's getting deeper and deeper into the Ashland zone. You want to see them get a foot on this, get it out of the way. And there it is, Mateus able to boot it well out of harm's way. It'll be Millis's ball, but much closer to midfield, a much greater comfort level for the Clockers. Okay, tough break for the Clockers as the goal gets scored by Millis. Scorer Duma very unhappy as Millis takes a 1-0 lead here, just under 21 minutes to go. Looks like we're getting a quick timeout here on the field. So we'll take a moment, take care of some housekeeping. And welcome to the broadcast booth, Mr. Ari Kaufman. Ari, glad you could join us here tonight.
Thank you for the invitation. I really appreciate it, Josh.
So, folks, obviously it's always a little better to hear two of us talking rather than just hearing my voice the entire night. And Ari has graciously stepped in for an ailing Chase Abrams, and he'll be joining us the rest of the way here tonight. So,
Wow.
Ari, you got here just in time for a Millis goal.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I hope I'm not bringing the team bad luck.
No, if anything, now that you're here, I think things are going to turn around. So far tonight, most of the offensive opportunities have gone Millis's way. The lone exception being Noah Ramsey with a great opportunity. Close in, got the shot, beat the keeper, but bounced it off the inside of the right post.
Oh, that's frustrating. The view from where we're standing is tremendous.
Yeah, best seats in the house.
My goodness.
We should talk to Stephen Marks about selling luxury premium tickets to sit up here. But during the football games, it's a pretty crowded house up here with all the coaches from both teams.
Wow.
it gets tight in here. And of course, as the weather gets colder and colder, it's not the most comfortable place to be as we get late into football season. We do the calls up here.
So is this the second half? Or is
No,
this
we're still in the first half.
First half,
About
okay.
halfway through the first half now. The clock ticks down, just under 21 minutes to go.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll be adding some bonus time for all the time that just ran off the clock there after the Millis goal. So Ty looks like he has a little bit of extra energy after he's had a couple of calls go against him, and that last goal was not a pretty one. It was not a good goal to give up. So here we go. Clockers looking to work something out here down the near sideline as Costa feeds it ahead, but knocked out of the way by the Millis defenders. Mateus with it now. He's able to get it to Sagat. Millis is playing some pretty tight defense here. Not a lot of room to operate so far for the Clockers. Costa now to Costa. Centering to Mateus. Over to Deaver, quick give and go, but Deaver can't get it past the defender, and now Millis has it at midfield. Deaver tracks it down, pushes it ahead, just past Mateus's reach, and now Millis is flying down the center of the field. Ty going over to knock it out of the way after Espino was able to slow the Millis offensive player down, so it'll be a throw in here for Millis.
This is really fast action here.
It's been going, it has been. The last few minutes have gone really busy. So this one, attempt there by Millis goes wide short side, and Score Dumov will be booting it away here for the Clockers.
So he's one of the seniors we're honoring tonight.
That's
Is that right?
That's right.
Senior night.
Yeah, it was a beautiful ceremony before the game. The traditional players, parents on the field, the exchange of flowers, photography by Jeff Troutman. No whistle there, and there shouldn't have been. He tripped over the ball, not a Clocker foot. So here's Sagat pushing it ahead now. Mateus scanning the field as the ball gets to him. gets past the first Millis player. He's getting toward the corner. Centering attempt onto the foot of Costa. Costa beats one man, can't beat the second. Off the defender and out of bounds over the goal line. So we should be getting a, they're going to call that off of the clockers, huh? I know that went off a defender. I guess that's why I'm up here and they're down there. So it'll be a goal kick here for Millis.
So we don't know the names of the Millis players. Just
no, we were not supplied with a roster before the game. So if we do have Millis parents or friends, family watching tonight's broadcast here on WACA-TV, our apologies that we are not calling out those players by their names. We'll see if perhaps we can track a roster down at halftime.
Okay.
So this whistle goes against the Clockers. Feel like I've been saying that a lot tonight. We're down to about 18 minutes to go in the first half, of course, with any bonus time getting added on at the end there. And another opportunity here, another free kick here for Millis, and they line as I haven't seen any other team do this year, Ari. Like they're lining up almost in a straight line, about 10 yards from the ball, and then they send guys in. This is the first time tonight that hasn't worked for them. This is the first time they're getting called for offsides, but that's been their play with their free kicks. Yeah, and it's been working. I mean, they've been getting some really good opportunities out of it. That time a little overeager as they went offsides, and now Ty will be booting things here for the Clockers. Nice long high kick.
I could hear that kick from the broadcast booth.
Yeah, but right to a Millis player. The Clockers have come out with it now. Costa to Sagat. I always have trouble with Sagat's number for some reason, connecting his name and his number. Number 10 is Sagat, but I always have to look down when I see that 10 on the jersey. I'll get there. So this one goes out of bounds. It'll stay Clocker ball.
10 Sagat. There you go. Just say it over and over again, like a mantra.
Exactly. So Deaver with it, was facing a double team here. Ball's loose to midfield onto the foot of Costa. Costa puts it right in on net.
Ooh, wow.
And that goaltender seemed to make an easy play look hard. I'm not really sure what the dive was for there, but
put a little drama into it.
Yeah. You know, it's got to be Oscar season sometime, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Mateus right at midfield, kicks it back to Dentino. Dentino, a nice passing lane up there to Costa. Pushes it all the way across to the far side to Noah Ramsey. Ramsey looking for opening, kicks it back to Mateus, kind of a quarterback there at the top. Into Costa. They're really moving the ball well right now. This is the most success they've had with their passes so far tonight. Noah beats a man. He's got a shot on net.
Oh, wow.
Right on.
That was not drama. That was a legitimate.
That was legit.
Save.
That was legit.
Yeah.
So, but it was not a great angle. Goalie played it well. Now he boots it. This is probably his best boot of the night. Up until now, they've all been line drives that have fallen well short of midfield. And this one goes out of bounds off a Clocker head, so it'll be a throw in here for Millis. If you're just joining us, Josh Abrams, Ari Kaufman with you tonight. Millis and Clockers, boys soccer here at the high school. It's 1-0 so far with about 15.5 to go in the first half. Noah Ramsey with it now. Forces it through a bunch of defenders. He somehow gets it ahead to Costa. Make that Sagat, but it's all for naught. It gets knocked away by the defense. Dentino trying to reset here. Ty up ahead to Costa. Able to lift the Millis player's foot. Let that one go by, but Millis somehow comes up with it. Dentino and unable to play it cleanly. Out of bounds. It's going to go Millis' way, and Marina Dentino with her camera. Better be careful. She's getting pretty close to the action there on the sideline.
Yeah, she should be a little further back because a ball could literally hit her.
Exactly. I think she's used to the middle school games where she's behind a fence. So Millis taking their time getting set up. They did make a substitution. So Ty aggressively plays that one over the back, but cleanly heads it away. Deaver with it on the far side of the field, looking up, trying to feed ahead to Manhays. He breaks through the defense. He's got a left foot. Here's the shot. Score! Luis Manhays ties it up at 1-1. 14 or so minutes to go.
That was a beautiful shot. He showed so much energy in getting to that ball and scoring.
I think he is the heart of this team. And yeah, No, the whole team is so thrilled whenever he scores a goal.
And he's a senior. We should salute a senior whenever a senior makes a makes a key play for senior night.
There's a lot of seniors on this team.
Okay.
But again, Louise Manhays with a goal. Millis controls on the far sideline, forcing it ahead. And we've got an offsides call, I believe. Going to push Ty back here. Then the Clockers are really urgent right now.
So is Ty his first name or his last name?
First, Ty Geary. So he's the big man anchoring the back line.
Okay, great.
He missed a couple of games a week or so ago, and the team really missed him. But everything kind of falls into place when he's anchoring that.
He seems like a real sturdy guy.
So here's a centering attempt, long leading pass here. David misplayed that one, and we've got a big collision here. It's interesting. It looked, David seemed like he was struggling to make a decision there. He's a little indecisive on how he's going to play that. He was playing aggressive, and then at the last second he backed off and actually allowed the player to take a shot. I think if he had stayed with it, he would have been able to keep that out of harm's way. So out of all of that, we get a goal kick here for Skorodumov. Still 1-1. There's a good opportunity there for Millis. We are going to get some substitutions here.
It looks like a Millis player is coming in. Yeah, Millis player's coming out.
That's how substitutions work. Here's a long kick over, well over midfield. Is the ball carrying better here at the high school than it does at the middle school?
Yeah, because I was just at the middle school game, the JV game, and yeah, the ball seems to be flying here.
He's got, I mean, David has a very, very strong foot.
Yeah.
But the ball really seems to be carrying further tonight. I don't know if it's the wind, if it's
well, we had
the
a higher
altitude
altitude here than at the middle school.
Right.
I feel like we're like in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado we're so high up.
This is probably one of the highest points in Ashland.
Yeah.
So Millis with an opportunity here. They're working things out here on the far sideline. Just make that the near sideline. Here's a centering attempt blocked aside and over the goal line. So this will be a corner kick, our first of the night for Millis.
That was a good play by the defense, I thought.
Absolutely. It really just seems like Millis is able to gain the offensive zone and set things up a little bit better than the Clockers have been able to do so far tonight. And again, this Millis team comes in just one loss on the season. Keep in mind it was last night against Westwood. Again, both these teams may be showing signs of fatigue at some point later tonight. They're both playing their second straight night. This one works ahead. Noah Ramsey, he's got Manhays again, trying to get control of it. What's he going to do? Looking to split it. Passes over to Ramsey. Ramsey with a shot. Wide, short side.
Well, I was very impressed with how do you pronounce it?
Manhays'
patience as he was moving the ball up. Like he wasn't rushing. He was just sort of he was surveying the field.
Right.
I was impressed with that.
Yeah, no, he's a terrific player, and just to have that ability, not be looking at your feet, be able to look up and have that confidence to be able to keep dribbling and keep moving, but being able to survey the field at the same time. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
Max Deaver ends up with the ball now. This is almost tripped up, kept alive on the far sideline, pushing ahead now. Centering attempt winds up to Sagat. Quick pass to Manhays. Can't quite get there in time. As again, this Millis defense just collapses on the Clockers. Deaver trying to feed Manhays, but the pass is no good. Ball loose with Silva. Now on to Costa. Costa. It's a little hard to see the numbers. We've talked about this all year. These The lighting is certainly better here at the high school and at the middle school, but this font and just the white numbers with the red trim on the blue background makes it a little bit hard to see as we get later and later into the game. There's a big collision right around the 40.
And something fell on the turf there. What is that?
It looks like a shin guard popped out.
Yeah. The Millis numbers are much easier to read than the Ashland numbers.
Yeah, look, I mean, I like these jerseys. Yeah, they're really nice to look at, but from a broadcaster's perspective, they're a little difficult to work with.
Right.
So Millis trying to feed, but headed aside by Ty. Ball still loose. Here's a shot blocked by Ty's head again. Chase was really noticing this in our last broadcast, that Ty has an inordinate number of headers. Here's Noah Ramsey now cutting toward midfield, trying to send it. It winds up onto the foot of, is that Sagat? Left foot, in on net.
Wow. That was a good play
Make
all
that
around.
Matt Silva. That was Silva with it, a long shot. It was not a high percentage shot, but he did somehow almost beat the goalie, beat the keeper to the short side. This one gets booted well into Ashland's zone. Ty misreads this one. It bounces over his head. He's going to boot it out of bounds on the near sideline.
Oh, wow.
Millis setting up quickly. Long throw in. Blocked aside by Ty. Silva trying to track it down before it goes out of bounds. Kept in by a Millis player. And now up to Sagat, who had triple team for a moment. Up to Manhays. If he hurries, he's got some numbers. Still under heavy pressure. Just pulls it back, and what do we got? Whatever it is, it's going to go Ashland's way. Always nice to say. As we tick down.
Maybe offsides or something? Or?
No, because it's Ashland's ball. I don't know if there was a late penalty call or what the call was, but all of a sudden, Ty Geary lining things up at the 35-yard line on the Millis side of the field. Here's his big left foot. Has a header.
Wow.
Look, it might have been Max Deaver. I can't see who got the header in on that. It was turned into a really good opportunity for the Clockers, but keeper able to keep it out of the net. Clockers in transition, turning it around really quickly.
Yep, that was a handball.
Matt Silva called it correctly, and the ref agreed. So another good opportunity here for the Clockers is Sagat and Costa. And Costa are all around the ball. We'll see which one of them takes it. It's going to be Sagat. Again, another big left foot on this club. Most of the team lines up, excuse me, to the far right side, right by the goal line on the football field. Let's see what Sagat can do here. Puts it up high, late header, but no angle. And that was Ty Geary with the header. He's going to have to hustle to get all the way back to get into position. But here's Ethan Dintino trying to line it up. Ball's loose. Sagat hits it off Dintino. Millis kicks it. Nice centering pass, and Skora Dumov comes way out. Nice aggressive play. Nothing indecisive about that. And he'll boot that well over midfield here. Noah Ramsey can't get ahead on it. Noah's seeing significant minutes tonight as a freshman and playing well. So I know his father, Jeremy, couldn't join us here in the booth tonight. Ari, that's one of the reasons you're stepping in here for us. We were kind of going down the list. Jeremy Ramsey in Toronto tonight. I'm told he'll be taking in the Blue Jays-Yankees game, hopefully with a Red Sox hat on. Yeah, it's a big one. So, but back to the action at hand as the Clockers have the ball in their own defensive end, and Ty Geary boots it out of bounds.
You can still call him just Ty if you prefer. I didn't mean any.
You're making me very self-conscious. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So Clockers with the ball now, about 4.5 to go in the first half. It's 1-1 against the Millis Mohawks. As Matt Silva late to react, I don't think he realized that he had a man coming on and knocked the ball away from him. Trying to find Manhays now. Settled that so nicely. Played it well. Tight defense between the defenders, legs up to Silva. Silva's got to break down the near sideline, looking to center. Get some operating room, still trying to get past that one defender. Still has it. Second one joins him. Gets off to Manhays. Here's a shot with a bend. Oh, off the top of the crossbar.
The wind affected it, or the spin.
He put a bend on it,
yeah.
and he can do it. He can definitely do that. And just a game of inches, Ari, as he had beaten the keeper. It was over the keeper. The keeper had let it go, but it just sailed just to the top of the crossbar.
Oh, that would have been a beautiful goal if that went in, wouldn't it?
This crowd would have gone crazy if he had hit that one. So Demora playing aggressively, able to get to that ball but not control it. Here's Costa trying to get a foot on it. Millis with control. Off a clocker foot. And they're going to call it that way. It's Millis with the throw in here. As we tick down close to 3 minutes to go in the first half. Of course, there will be some bonus time to follow that. Millis on the throw in. Trying to get deep into the Ashland zone. There's a give and go. He's got an opening and he'll get a shot. And it's wide, short side. Again, by the time he's able to actually get the shot off, he had no angle. Skora Dumov played it beautifully, and be a goal kick here for the Clockers.
It's such a beautiful night to watch a soccer game.
A little chilly, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. It's a night, the chill of autumn
and
in
the
air.
sunset too.
Yeah. Okay, Clockers looking to make something happen here. Oliver Wood just into the game for the Clockers. The players are really bunched up here on the near sideline, and unfortunately, I'm trying to see who that is.
Was that number 2?
No, it's Demora. It was Demora.
Oh, okay.
Couldn't keep that one in for the Clockers. So Millis with an opportunity, trying to work something out here on the near sideline, and Ty boots it back the other way, and here's some speed. Manhays, let's see if he can keep it in. It's flying toward the goal line. Somehow keeps up. Thought he kept it. Late whistle there, and it's going to go Millis's ball. Goal kick for the Mohawks.
Very fast runner is Manhays.
Great hustle too.
Yep.
So the scoreboard here, the clock stops at 2 minutes. They'll keep time on the field. So these last 2 minutes plus any bonus time the referees have added on here. Okay, turned over here. Mateus going to be off his foot. I thought he'd be able to control that a little bit better. So Dentino pushing it in deeper, trying to find Ramsey if that ball had gotten by the defender. Manhays with some good forechecking here. Oliver Wood as well. And now the ball's pushed out toward midfield. Espino heads it over to Deaver. Deaver with some operating room on the far sideline up ahead to, can't see if that's Ramsey or Wood. Here's a shot. Oh, Manhays with a foot. Puts it in, but he may be injured. We'll have to take a look at that. But it is a goal. It's 2-1 late. And he is shaken up. His ankle may have rolled on him as he got a foot in on that goal line.
Yeah, they're calling for...
Yeah, they're calling for Coach and Amy Mendoza. They're going to have to take a look at him. So this is going to be a little bit tempered here as the Clockers did take the lead here 2-1.
He looks like he's in quite a bit of discomfort.
Yeah. So we'll take a quick break away from that. We don't want to focus on an injury, of course. So again, kind of recap here so far. The Clockers up 2-1 over the Mohawks. I'm looking at my old notes. Can I borrow your clipboard there for a moment?
Sure.
Thanks. Okay. You can just flip back over to the roster. So the boys' record, the Clockers' record, came in tonight at 4-4. So they're at 500, but they're riding a win streak. The last 3 games, including a 4-0 win over Norton 2 nights ago. Andre Costa scored twice for the Clockers. Bryde Sagat, David Eza each had a goal. Meanwhile, the Millis Mohawks, 6-1. 6-1.
That's a serious record.
It's by far the best team record-wise that the Clockers have faced all year. But on the plus side, that loss just happened last night against Westwood, 4-1. The interesting part of all this is that the Clockers also lost to Westwood back in early September before this team really gelled. They lost 2-0. And I was talking to some of the parents before the game. They were telling me that these two teams, Millis and Ashland, have faced several common opponents and have had similar experiences, wins and losses. So although obviously Millis with the that 6-1 record. So, but
you never know until the two teams actually face off with each other how they the compatibility or the who has the advantage.
Exactly. And I mean, again, it's been a pretty even game so far. It's a 1-goal game right now. Again, Millis has had by far the better opportunities offensively, but the Clockers have found the back of the net more often.
Like if you didn't tell me what the records of the two teams were, just watching the game, I wouldn't know which team had a better record.
No, they've been playing it pretty evenly here so far.
Looks
Manhase is getting carried off. He's getting a round of applause from the crowd. So again, while we wait for play to resume, folks, if you are heading to tomorrow night's football game here against Bellingham, want to make sure you're aware of the high school's new online ticket system. There's no more paper tickets. There's no more paying at the gate. It's currently set up for all home varsity football and volleyball games. The website is called gofan.co, but you can get the full URL by checking the Clocker AD handle on Twitter. That's Stephen Marks' handle on Twitter. Obviously, be sure to buy your tickets in advance instead of when you arrive at the high school. It'll help keep the line short and moving quickly. By the way, tomorrow night's game, if you are not coming here to see the game, it is a home game. If you're not going to be watching it here in person, we will be broadcasting live. Rob Silver and I will be on the call, 7 o'clock kickoff. Ashland and Bellingham.
That'll be a good game, I bet.
Yeah. I mean, the football team is, I don't want to jinx them. They're off to an undefeated start so far. Biggest test of the season was last week on the road, but we'll see what happens tomorrow night against Bellingham. So we are back underway here as Ty pushes one ahead. That's to Patrick Eza. Mateus trying to slow things down a little bit. Ball stopped Deaver. A nice play there. Looking, centering attempt to Oliver Wood. Somehow continues breaking through the defense, but finally stopped, and now Millis has control. Not kicked far. Ty over the top. Let's see if they call anything there. It's a clean play, or at least not whistled. And play continues here. Deaver off of a Millis player and out of bounds. It'll be a throw in here for the Clockers, but we are going to get a substitution. So Noah Ramsey jogs off. I can't quite see who's coming in to take his place. It might be Tyler Robinson, his first minutes of the night. So
sure,
a long
binoculars to see all the.
So I found I can't use binoculars with my glasses.
It does make it more tricky.
Yeah. So here's a long kick in by Ty, broken up by Millis. Ball finds its way to the near sideline, and Millis flying, looking for a centering play. Ty takes a late shot. I'm sure he's not going to be happy about that. No call there. Millis moving the ball well. Ty with another nice play and gives it right back. Now we've got a Millis player down. Play continues, and now here's the whistle. And that looks like it's going to be the half.
That's the first half, end of the first. It looks like there's a Millis player who's hurt now too.
Yeah, he took a shot when Ty was trying to make a clearing pass there on defense. So it's been been a physical night, physical game here so far. We're going to take a quick timeout here at halftime with your Clockers up 2-1 over the Millis Mohawks. For Ari Kaufman, I'm Josh Abrams saying thanks for watching here on WACA-TV, and we'll catch you right back here for second half action.
All right.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Marathon Deli. Marathon Deli offers a full range of lunch and dinner items for dine-in or catering. Fine cold cuts, cheeses, and meats also available, in addition to specialty wraps such as the Mayflower wrap, as well as the Honey Bee wrap. They'll be sure to get your mouth watering. Serving Metro West for over 24 years, give them a call at 508-231-1859 or find them on the web at marathondeli.com.
And welcome back to second half action as your Ashland Clockers boys varsity soccer team taking on the Millis Mohawks. In case you're just joining us, you missed a great first half as the Clockers went out to a 2-1 lead on a late goal in the final couple minutes of the first half by Louise Manhays. So he has both Clocker goals tonight.
But unfortunately, he got injured scoring that second goal, and we hope he's okay.
Yeah. We'll have to keep an eye out to see if he comes out to play the second half. But he was definitely shaken up on that play, and obviously we wish nothing but the best of health to him. We'll see how this plays out, but just say he so much energy that he's feeding off. He was feeding off the crowd. The team is feeding off of him. Just a pleasure.
And it was senior night too. So.
And here on senior night, absolutely. So the voice you're hearing, Ari Kaufman. I'm Josh Abrams. We're glad to have you with us, whether you're watching us on Facebook or on YouTube here on WACA-TV. Nice chilly autumn night here on top of the press box at Ashland High School. So again, those of you just joining us, if the field looks a little different, you're probably used to seeing the home games on the Ashland Middle School field. We got upgraded to the high school in honor of senior night. So we're underway here in the second half. Teams have switched directions, and Clockers have it. Costa with it, pushing it back to Espino. Pass blocked off by Millis. And again, our apologies to the Millis fans watching us tonight. We were not handed a roster before the game. We haven't been able to get our hands on one, so it'll just be Millis this and Millis that.
I do like their name of their team, the Millis Mohawks. A lot of nice alliteration there.
Sure.
It is nice that that they're playing at the high school, because this is where they go to school.
Absolutely.
Soccer, they're getting some nice respect tonight. It's not all about football. Soccer's a great sport too.
Okay, Deaver thought he was going to settle it, instead tries to boot it ahead. Sagat with it now. Push it over to Costa. Costa had a man breaking down the far sideline, but opted to push back, reset. Mateus with it here. Again, some really good, tight pressing defense by Millis. As Ty kicks it way down, looking for Costa, broken up with a header by Millis. Deaver with it now. Having a little trouble handling this one, getting ridden off and pushes it back to Espino. Espino back to Deaver. Deaver, just a mental miscalculation there as he lets that one roll out of bounds. And a quick header, quick turnaround here by Millis, trying to turn Espino. And the Millis player gets run right out of his shoe. So Eza trying to make something happen here. It gets pushed away. Costa now with a header ahead.
Oh, that was a rough little thing there.
Yep.
Oh, there's some roughhousing
starting to get kind of physical here. We're seeing it late in the first half. And
there was a Revolution game a couple weeks ago where the New York and the Boston teams were like fighting.
Oh, wow.
They were literally fighting. Soccer. I've never really seen like
you don't
brawls.
usually see that in soccer.
Here's that interesting kick formation you talked about.
They've got a man open down the far sideline. He puts a foot on it, but kicks it off the football goalpost and out of bounds.
Yeah, you're not going to beat this goalie Skora Dumov on a high kick because he's tall. So
right.
He'll be able to stop them.
Yeah, he's an excellent goaltender. He definitely has a feel for it. Knows where he is in relation to the goal at all times. So Mateus trying to turn things around here, but it's pushed deep into the Ashland zone. Espino, nice little move there. Up to Costa. Espino, when we're at the middle school, he's always a fan favorite. Gets a big round of applause.
The fans are getting really into when he handles the ball.
Whenever he touches the ball, get a big rise out of the crowd for that. Fan favorite. So here's Costa now. He had a couple of goals the other night, but so far only Manhays has scored here for the Clockers. They do have the 2-1 lead.
Ooh.
Late whistle there. That's going to go Clocker way. Oh, and now the ref just changed his mind. He pointed one way, now he's pointing the other. A little bit of confusion
It's a
on the
very
field.
physical game. I mean, the JV game earlier today wasn't like physical like this.
Were you there for the end? Did you catch a final
Yeah,
on the JV
it was
game?
4-0. 4-0 Ashland.
Excellent, excellent. So let's see if Varsity can carry the flag.
Do you find that usually the JV and the Varsity end up the same results, or
Sometimes, like you obviously you always hope they both win.
yeah?
But yeah. So it ticked under 36 minutes to go here in the second half. Clockers up 2-1. David Skorodumov off a header off of Sagat. Might have been a hand there on Eza, but no call here. Costa with a nice little move, feeding it to Sagat on the far sideline. Sagat looking for somebody. Pushes it back. Here's a centering attempt. Couldn't quite reach Tyler Robinson. Millis breaks out with it on the far sideline. Got a man. Ty trying to track it down and able to, with that left foot, able to knock it out of bounds to break up that play. But it'll be a Millis throw in here in the Ashland zone.
I always have to get re-yarned when they switch sides in the second half, because to see Ty on that side, I thought he was like playing offense for a second, but he's actually playing defense.
So this one gets knocked out of bounds. We'll see. We're going to set up for a goal kick here, so a good opportunity here for the Mohawks. They certainly seem like a well-trained, well-disciplined team. They've got their alignment. Their players know their assignments, and they put some pressure on offense. Here's a centering attempt through the center of the box, pushed off to the near sideline, and got a whistle here. Going to go Clocker way. I'm not sure if there was a hand or what the call was there, Ari.
I don't know what the call was either.
That's okay. So Skorodumov will do the honors here for the Clockers. Again, we'll have to keep an eye on the energy level of these two teams. They both are playing their second game in as many nights.
Ooh, we got a breakaway.
Patrick Eza trying to beat a foot race, getting some physical from the defender. Tries to get around him, and that they're going to call the penalty. So Eza's going to get somebody's going to get a free. Oh, I clearly am not reading these referee signals correctly. I thought they were calling a penalty and it was going to be a free kick at the spot of the foul, but they're calling a out of bounds over the goal line against the Clockers. So Millis with the goal kick. So in our efforts to be a full-service broadcast team, I can let you know that if you're watching this game, you're not watching the Red Sox. They just took a 1-0 lead on a Kike Hernandez home run.
Go Sox.
As Sagat tries to give the Clockers a 3-1 lead, but his shot sails high over the net.
Are the Phillies playing tonight too?
Phillies are playing tonight. They are on life support. They
still have a mathematical chance.
They are mathematically alive, but that's about the only. About the nicest thing I can say right now. They have dropped the first two games against the Braves. It was their chance to gain ground to win the NL East, but they have not taken advantage of the opportunity. And tonight, if the Braves sweep, the Braves get the Braves get the division, and the Phillies are out of playoff contention. But here, I'm not sure what I've got a verbal ref. I just can't hear what he's saying.
I think wearing these headphones, it's harder to hear the actual what they actually say. But I can hear you very well. That's great. You have a very resonate. Your voice has a nice sound to it.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you.
Those of you not familiar with Ari Kaufman, his credentials are that his son Ryan plays on the JV team.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, here's an opportunity. Skorodumov lets it sail high and wide, long side. I think he and I were both a little concerned that there was a trailer back there that a Millis player is going to be able to come over there on the far side, put a header on. But he played it well. Out of bounds, another goal kick here.
How's Chase doing, by the way? He's.
Yeah, Chase doing great. I mean, again, health-wise, he came home from school a little under the weather tonight. He was supposed to be announcing the game here tonight, but went on the IL, and with a throat / stomach. We'll see if we can get him back up and over to school tomorrow morning.
Good, good.
Here's a great opportunity for the Clockers and knocked aside by the Millis defense. Costa trying to control it on the far sideline. Turn the corner up to, might have been Silva, and this gets broken up, driven down into the Ashland zone. David's like eating a little time off the clock. Pushes it ahead to
That's what a
Carlos
clocker should
Espino.
do.
Pass to Deaver. Just a one-timer to a teammate. This is Costa now. Back to Tyler Robinson to Deaver. Deaver trying to find Robinson. Can't get around that defender. Espino misjudges, but gets away with it. The ball gets out of bounds. It's going to be Clocker ball. See, Costa has it behind. Here's a centering attempt. Couldn't reach Eza with it. Millis has it. It's on the near sideline. Moving toward the center of the field. It gets past Ty. That's 2 straight times where an Ashland defender has had the ball skip right past his outstretched foot. Very uncharacteristic. So Kai Costa with it now. Working ahead. They've got some numbers.
Oh,
nice dish.
nice move.
Left foot
Nice.
off a defender and wide long side.
Wow.
The defender looks a little shaken up on this play. But it will be a corner kick for the Clockers. I believe this is their first corner kick of the night, Ari.
Why do they keep count of corner kicks? Does that basically means they're playing well if they get a lot of corner kicks?
Yeah. I mean, and especially because we were this late in the game to see the Clockers get their first corner kick of the night.
Mm-hmm.
So nice centering attempt. That's off ahead and out of bounds. So I believe that was Kai Costa with a head on it, but a misdirected header sails high and wide out of bounds. So goal kick here for Millis.
During COVID, I missed all you couldn't use your head during COVID, and now they can back to heading again. So
yeah, no, it
adds an element to the game.
We've definitely been talking about that over the course of this season, that it's so cool to see the corner kicks and to see the headers, like see real soccer being played again. I mean, so glad to even be able to play soccer last year with the restrictions.
They didn't have corner kicks either last year. Wow.
Nope. No, they were like all throw-ins.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a different game, but
it was almost like the T-ball version of soccer or something.
Almost, yeah. It just, like putting the training wheels on,
Mm-hmm.
So
I like myself a good T-ball game once in a while. Did you ever?
I coached T-ball. It was like herding cats.
I just loved one time a kid hit the ball and like the entire team ran after the ball. It was just great.
That's T-ball.
Yeah.
Okay, here. Got an offsides call there. As Costa a little overeager trying to get to that one in the far corner.
Wow, the fans are getting a little rowdy. I wonder what they're rowdy about.
They weren't happy with that call.
Yeah, that's probably it. Okay.
But high school kids, they're easily excitable.
I also know that the JV soccer team is here in support of the seniors tonight too.
Nice.
So it's one big happy Clocker family.
Okay. Ty gets a head on it, but he gets called for the collision before the header. Tough call there. So it'll be Millis ball right at midfield. And we're down to about 27.5 minutes to go in the second half.
Here's that interesting formation again.
Nice. I haven't seen this all season from any other team. Deaver first one back. He's just going to knock it out of bounds. Throw in here for Millis. Here's a shot toward the net, headed out of the way. Sagat with a high kick. Tyler Robinson trying to get a head on it. He's got some speed, trying to beat 3 guys, and he can't do it. Millis turns it over, forces the turnover. Ty reads this nicely, but it's off the side of his head. Looks like Costa was giving him a shove to get back on defense. Millis with an opportunity now on the far sideline. Nice centering pass, but pushed aside by the Clocker defense. Now way ahead.
Oh, breakaway. Nope.
Not quite, but Tyler Robinson in a foot race. Millis racing after it as well. And pushed out of bounds. So Tyler Robinson with the quick throw in here to Sagat. Sagat with the double team. Centering attempt to Costa. One-time pass. Can't reach the mark. Look for Patrick Eza. Here's Dentino. Forcing it ahead up to Patrick Eza. He's got Robinson if he could get down to it.
Everyone's slipping and sliding on the field right now.
Very physical game tonight.
Yeah. Of course, everyone at home is watching this on TV, watching the video, so you can actually see what's happening.
Sure.
It's not like a radio broadcast where we get to describe everything to you.
Ball going back and forth here at midfield. Sagat calms it down to Costa. He's on the far sideline, working it deeper.
Nice moves. Nice moves.
Centering attempt. Actually, a shot
wow.
goes wide, short side.
Wow. Do you ever find that you have trouble like seeing the ball? You can't tell whether it's going in the net or if it's behind the net. It's like
and I've been wrong many times.
And we have like I don't understand because we have three what do you call it, 3-dimensional vision. So you would think we'd be able to make that perception.
One of the things that makes it hard is that there's nothing behind the net. Right, so there's the depth perception. You have a little trouble with the angles just because there's nothing behind it to give you that context. Okay, we're getting called for some subs here. In fact,
subs for Marathon Deli or substitutes?
I think a little bit of both, actually.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad you brought that up. All right, so it looks like we're getting a full timeout here. Both teams jogging off the field, and we'll take the opportunity to thank our sponsor, Marathon Deli. Of course, as per their custom for soccer and for boys soccer, for football, they're feeding the crew. So I want to thank them for that. Great variety of subs, specialty wraps, paninis, family pasta dinners, appetizers, and more. You can check them out on the web at marathondeli.com or give them a call at 508-231-1859, Marathon Deli. So,
and I can say I'm a frequent customer of Marathon Deli. And I love their tuna subs and their eggplant, and I got the T-shirt that says "I got my belly at Marathon Deli."
Nice.
But then I outgrew that one, so I had to get a larger size. So
that's all part of their plan. I think they sell shirts that shrink in the wash, and then you got to go buy a bigger one. But no, I certainly enjoy every meal at Marathon Deli. They're good folks over there. Always a smile when I walk in to pick up my sandwich. So any chance of them naming a sandwich after you, Ari, if you're a good enough customer?
I don't know. I've never asked. Do they actually honor town residents with sandwich names?
If they don't, they should.
They should call yours The Voice. What would be in a Josh Abrams sub sandwich? What would it be?
I'd probably want to have some kind of corned beef special kind of a thing, right? Lean corned beef, coleslaw, Russian Thousand Island dressing, Russian dressing. Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, that's like a true deli sandwich, you know? On rye, of course. But back to the action at hand. Millis player takes a shot in the face.
Ooh.
He's already got that yellow card out really quickly.
I've never seen so many injuries at a high school soccer game before.
So Deaver draws the yellow card here on senior night, and Millis is calling for some medical assistance attention here for that player, number 19, who took that shot. So again, the ref who pulled out that yellow card saw everything from behind. So I don't necessarily know that Deaver certainly didn't think it was worthy of a yellow card. I'd have to agree with him. But again, this game has been getting more and more physical as time has gone on, and this is one way that the referees have to, calm things down a little bit. So.
And in soccer, players don't have a lot of protection in terms of like they don't wear helmets because you couldn't do heading with the helmet on.
Right. Maybe a mouth guard. That's about
mouth guards. Yeah, it's about the only thing. Maybe goggles. I don't know, but
I'm not even sure if they could.
Wow. Do you remember Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and his goggles from years ago?
Of course.
Basketball.
Of course, that's my era. Sure.
I like him actually better as an ex-player. He has some interesting things to say about things.
Oh, he's highly intellectual and well-read and very informed on a lot of topics. Absolutely. So Millis, with their interesting formation, trying to line something up in a foot race.
Ooh! Wow.
And another collision deep in the Ashland end.
It almost feels like bumper cars out there.
Yeah, and on a coldish night like this, you really feel it. So it looks like they're setting up for a corner kick here. Millis will have a corner kick, so another good opportunity for them. They're down a goal. Clocker's up 2-1 over the Mohawks. We're under 23 minutes to go in the second half. I'll tell you, that ball got through too many players. Yeah. Clocker's got away with one there. So some really nice plays on both sides defensively. And now we've got a foot race into the corner.
Wow.
And another collision, another tangle. So the Ashland player, again, is slow to get up here. He's just going to brush himself off. It looks like it's Sagat. He's moving a little gingerly at the moment. They've already lost Manhays. They can't afford to lose Sagat too. And of course, I should mention MJ Flynn also injured.
Wow.
You know, he had a hip injury. I saw him tonight. It was really good to see him off the crutches. And he thinks he's going to be back in action pretty soon. You know, he's doing his physical therapy. And again, the biggest thing for me personally was just it was really good to see him off crutches tonight.
What was his injury that he had? How bad? It was like a hip.
He had some kind of emulsion, like a fracture in his hip, and apparently it happened like weeks ago, and he didn't know it. But apparently, by the time they discovered it, it was already starting to heal. That's my understanding, but I don't want to speak out of turn, but. Hopefully I reported that accurately. But that was the first time I really had a chance to meet MJ, to speak with him, and very nice young man. It was good talking to him this evening in the press box before the game. Here's an opportunity for the Clockers. A center attempt can't find Ramsey. Here's a shot on goal, but not a lot on it as Andre Costa fires wide short side. Be another goal kick here for Millis.
We should acknowledge our fine camera people. They're very professional.
No, we certainly appreciate the crew on hand here tonight.
How many people are in the crew?
I think we're running a three-man crew.
Three-man crew. Okay. Wow.
Ball makes its way almost to midfield. Now a little bit of a battle here. Silva putting some pressure on.
Oh, my goodness.
Slide tackle, Mateus.
Wow.
So again, I mean, it's a physical game, and it just seems like most of these physical confrontations, these physical interactions are going against the Clockers so far. So here's an opportunity. David way out of his net. The ball is loose, and another collision. Clocker defense able to get it out of the way. And now here's Sagat at midfield. They've got some numbers. Here's...
Oh, we got a chance. Oh, no.
Sorry, lost track of the players there. Millis able to get it out defensively. And now Clocker's trying to quickly, with Silva, trying to transition again. Ty's able to push it ahead. That's Demora. That was the player I was struggling to come up with earlier in that last rush. Silva with it now. Finds Sagat. Long shot.
What a save by the Millis goalkeeper, I have to say.
And we've got a penalty here. We've got some kind of a stoppage. Is that going to be offsides on Silva? That's an interesting call, but okay.
I like in the NFL where the referee goes on the microphone and says what the call
is.
Right,
right.
Yeah.
Much easier.
No guesswork needed from the broadcasters.
Right. So Silva again looking to make something happen here. Ball gets pushed back to Mateus. Back to Silva. Quick give and go. Can't find Demora. And Millis will come out with it. Gets it past Ty. David way out, and one times is a short backspin kick.
A high pop-up.
Silva trying to gather it.
Nice footwork there. Wow.
More physical play. Demore looks stunned that he's getting that called against him. While we have a quick stoppage, I do want to acknowledge the crew tonight. We really appreciate all their hard work, making us look and sound as good as we do. So I want to say thanks to Connor, Justin, and Mackie working the game here for us tonight.
Thank you both. Thank you, all three of you.
So we're down to about 17 and a half minutes to go. Clocker's clinging to a 2-1 lead. Millis trying to make something happen in the Ashland zone. Loose ball. David comes out. Again, Ty takes an extra shove that really wasn't necessary, and I think they're talking about it down there. It's a line drive kick by David, just over midfield. Millis pushes it right back. Neither team really able to control or do much here as another body goes flying, and there's a whistle. We're going to get the tripping call.
They should keep count of how many times players fall on the turf during a soccer game. Because that statistic would actually be helpful, like to understand how physical the game actually is.
Well, you know, when you get at the professional level, especially internationally, of course, there's the dives, right?
Right.
And yeah, it's a part of that game that's probably my least favorite part of the game. And the refs know, and the opposing players, they know who the actors are, who the guys are who draw those calls with their dives, or at least attempt to.
Right. Dives should be saved for swimming events, not for.
Good point, Ari. Good point.
You said dad jokes were okay.
Yeah,
right?
no, yeah, and they're welcome. Yes.
Oh, thank
Not
you.
just okay, they're welcome.
That's my bread and butter, or margarine and butter, or bread and margarine. I don't know, whatever it is.
You want to roll with that butter,
Roll.
or butter with that roll?
That could be my Marathon Deli sandwich.
A buttered roll? No, you do better than that. Okay, so back to the action. You guys don't have to hear us talking about sandwiches. Mateus with it. Clocker's able to keep it in bounds there on that far sideline. Dentino is in the mix. They come out with it. Here's an opportunity. Sagat,
yes.
Open man shot. Oh! Silva can't find the back of the net, and that was a great opportunity. A high percentage shot.
Just veered slightly to the left there.
Yes, somehow wide to the short
angle.
side as he crossed left to right. Somehow that ball went outside the left post. So about just over 15 minutes to go now here in the second half. Clocker's up 2-1 over the Mohawks. Millis pushing it down the far sideline. Clocker knocks it out of bounds but off his face, and now he's shaken up on the far sideline.
So at this level, they don't get on their knees when the player gets injured. Remember, like when the kids were young, they
stay down. Right. Oh, the player's taking a knee. Right.
Yeah, they don't do that at this level.
They don't
they
seem
stopped
to do
doing
that here.
I always thought that was a nice gesture when they did that in the
it's terrific
town
sportsmanship.
Teams.
Absolutely, it's a good lesson. Yeah. So while we have a moment here, I want to let folks know that the Clocker Club, Ashland High School Sports Official Booster Club, reminds you the Clocker store is open online 24/7. You can pick up the latest in Clocker gear and fashion, including hoodies, t-shirts, and more. And speaking of the Clocker Club, it's never too late to join. Memberships start at $25, and all proceeds support Ashland High School athletics. Check out clockerclub.org for more info, both for membership and the Clocker store.
Say that 10 times fast. Clocker Club, Clocker Club, Clocker. I can't do it. But I love
Pete. I'll tell you somebody who can, and that's Pete Clay, right? The
Can he?
president of the Clocker Club. I don't know.
Well, because his last name was Clay, so you got the Clocker Clay Club.
It's Clay with a K, though.
Okay, with the
I think now that he's president of the club, I think there's a petition out to make him legally change his name or change the spelling of his name to CLAY. Clocker Club Clay. You are all over the alliteration tonight.
Between the Millis,
Mohawks, yeah. And that one's going to sail out of bounds over the goal line, so it'll be a goal kick here for the Clockers out of bounds off of Millis.
I wonder if Millis has had discussions about the name of their team.
I was talking to somebody before the game, and I understand that there is like a change.org petition out there for them to change from the Mohawks.
We could help think of some good names for them.
Good M names.
Good M names. Yeah, because keep the alliteration.
Sure. Well, Halloween's coming up. They could be the Monsters.
Yeah, I like that. The Millis Monsters. I mean, it works because it's intimidating to the other team.
Right.
Um,
Ty settles it and just kicks it right back out of bounds.
and the cheerleaders are what would be like the Monsterettes or the, I don't know. I don't.
You haven't thought that one all the way through.
Although they're male cheerleaders too, aren't they?
Right.
So that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work.
Or, maybe they could be the, kind of like Space Jam, they could be the Monstars.
Monstars. That's better.
Ball sails over the midfield. Clockers see if they can get it under control. Demora has it, feeding Sagat. He's got a seam, tries to cut it back. Still loose before
another great stop.
The Millis goaltender, keeper able to pounce on that one. A great opportunity for the Clockers. Not giving up. They, that 2-1 lead is pretty small. An insurance goal now would be supremely helpful for the Clockers.
Wow. I've never seen that. Two players tripping on the ball, it looked like.
And the Millis player got an extra kick in on the Ashland player who was down. It was Demora, I believe. So here's Eza. Opportunity. Shoots it wide, short side.
Nice effort, though.
Yeah, definitely no love lost between these two teams. They are going at it tonight.
Yeah, I didn't know about a feud between the towns of Millis and Ashland. Hopefully there isn't one beyond this game tonight.
No, absolutely. Well, it's going to be a goal kick here for Millis as the clock ticks down to about 13 minutes to go in the second half.
Sometimes rivalries are born from a game. Like this game could start a rivalry.
Absolutely. Again, I think my understanding, and I'm relatively new to this area, not having grown up here, but my understanding is the rivalry is Ashland-Hopkinton.
Right.
And, the football team, that game, will be Thanksgiving Day here. Home game for the Clockers against the Hopkinton Hillers. Eza reads that one nicely and forces it further in offensively before Millis is able to break it up, throw it out back over the Ashland line.
That was like a foul ball, practically. Wrong sport, but that was
right. Demora happy he emphatically kicked that one out of bounds. Millis on the throw-in. Demora with the header up to Silva. Gets it over one defender, but can't clear the next two. He definitely did not have numbers there. Ty.
There's too much violence in this game tonight.
This Five ways to Sunday, but it was the post.
Yep.
Because they say in hockey, the post is a goalie's best friend, and it is certainly a Millis' goalie's best friend tonight. So Sagat with the ball, a little dribble to Demora. Back to Sagat. Starting to, feels like a little bit like a four corners they're starting to play now. They're, again, eating some clock and nothing crazy. getting a little conservative. You don't want to go full prevent. To David Eza. He dribbles past one man, pushes it further up to Demora. Can't clear him.
See, another physical interaction there, altercation, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so free kick here for the Clockers. And either one of these guys have a terrific left foot. I'm happy with either one of them taking the shot. It's going to be Sagat, so I think they're going to put Ty in there to, again, he's moving all the way in from defense. That tall head, see if they over that between the defender of the ball, you name it. Free kick here.
Is there another player's down injured? Or is he just tired?
I don't know what happened there. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he just laid down. That looks like it's Andre Costa. So he's going to step off, and he is moving rather gingerly.
Be a lot of bumps and bruises after this game is over. A lot of ice will be needed to, or
fortunately, they've got a few days until their next game. They don't play again until Tuesday. 2 more bodies hit the turf. Silva, double team, gets past it.
Wow.
Sagat got screened off by the ref.
The referee almost got hit for that one.
Eza can't keep that one in bounds. Millis trying to turn things quickly here. Here's a centering pass. Misfire. Going all the way to the far sideline. They'll try to reset their offense. And brushed aside by Ty Geary back out toward midfield. About 7 minutes to go here in the game, and they have numbers. Here's Sagat, one man to beat. But that pass a little too far. So all of a sudden, the Clockers are getting those offensive opportunities that were so hard to find in the first half.
I think they're getting more confidence as the game is coming along.
The other thing is I think Millis is having to suddenly play more aggressively. They're having to take more chances than they would have liked, from compared to earlier in the game. Ball's loose, close into the net. We've got a whistle. Going to go against the Clockers. I'm not sure exactly what the call was there, but it'll be a free kick, not a goal kick. Free kick here for Millis. This one gets driven out toward midfield. Controlled momentarily by Millis. Oliver Wood with a foot on it. Nice high kick over toward the sideline, and that'll go out of bounds. Again, Millis, clock is working against them now. Eza breaks up a pass. Back to Scoraduma. That's Carlos kicking it back to David. Up ahead to Oliver Wood, gets a foot and sends it a little bit further out. Sagat can't find it, but it's off the head of Costa, I believe. There's Eza breaking it up, and he'll get called on that one.
Are the fans getting on the officials? I can't tell.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're just glad, happy to be outside on a school night.
Yeah.
So about 5.5 to go here in the second half. Clockers up 3-1 over a tough Millis Mohawks team.
Yes, but Millis has to contend with both the Clockers and the clock now.
Absolutely.
So they're seeing clocks everywhere they look.
So a late substitution here for the Clockers. It's like Mateus is back in, and now Silva is jogging into a different position.
But Manhates has not come back in.
No,
right?
I've not seen him come back.
Yeah, I hope he's okay.
So again, good news for the Clockers, given how physical tonight's given how physical tonight's game is, their next game isn't until Tuesday when they'll face a tough Medway team. I believe they're going on the road for that one. Here's Oliver Wood breaking things up. He had Sagat, a beautiful defensive play by Millis. Mateos will try to reset. Ball's still loose around the 40. Two players are just battling each other. Nicely played. Here's Ty with it. And again, he'll just kick it all the way back to David. So it's, again, this reminds me a little bit of a hockey when a team is shorthanded. And, they're just trying to kill off the penalty, and they'll push it all the way back to the goalie. They'll do whatever they can to just, kill time, basically. Sagat with some nice footwork here. Eza with it now. He gets a shove from behind. No call. Play continues. Oliver Wood tries. He gets ridden off.
Wow. Is
and
that
now Sagat's going to get it.
A yellow card?
Sagat gets a yellow card too. How about that?
So, is he kicked out of the game, or does he have to? Is it a warning for him? I guess it's a warning.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What the rule is there, but I mean, Deaver got taken out of the game on a yellow card. I haven't seen him come back, and now Sagat has a yellow card. So I haven't seen yellow cards on this team all year. I know that Ty drew a red card against Hopkinton a few weeks ago, forcing him into a 2-game. He missed 2 games because of that. But again, not to be the homer that I am, but some of these again, it's been a rough game. But some of these calls just seem to be predominantly going against the Clockers here tonight. So here's a break. They've got numbers again. Silva can't control this one. It's going to go all the way back. Nicely played by the Millis player, and out of bounds. So a throw in here for the Clockers. So again, Millis having to make up this deficit. They're bringing all their guys up on offense, and it's allowing for these breaks defensively and offensively for the Clockers. They're getting some really, really good opportunities now. Just haven't been able to connect since that header by Ty to make it 3-1. So, and now I have to take some other words back because Deaver is in the game. So, he wasn't out for the whole game from that yellow card. And Oliver Wood, once that one back, goes off his ankle and out of bounds. So throw in now for Millis deep in their own end.
Do you hear that clocker train in the background? It means it's crunch time.
Saying the clocker train is here and Millis needs to get out of the way?
Exactly. Can you hear it at home?
Trying to stay on sides.
Okay.
I can hear that train from my house, I can tell you that. So Millis trying to push it up here on the far sideline. Clocker defense makes its way back. Deaver read that one nicely, broke it up. That's all he needs to do. We're under 2 minutes to go, so time is being kept on the field at this point. Clockers with a 3-1 lead, but Millis had an opportunity there for a moment. The ball's going to trickle out of bounds.
Ooh, wow. The player took a dive onto the track. Ashland's new track.
And a really poorly placed bench almost took him out as well. But now Millis will kick it back to their keeper, who boots it out toward midfield. Ty has it lined up. It's to Costa. Costa has guys down there. That's Pinto.
That was like fighting.
How he's not going to get called for a yellow card on that is beyond me. He threw the player to the ground.
I mean, I'm loyal to Ashland, but that was a blatant physical.
And it's all happening, and on top of it, it's all happening right in front of
That's
the,
like a
the
flagrant
Ashland
foul.
student section.
See the clocker train? That it's still going.
Okay, Mateus able to take that one away. Over to the far sideline, Tyler Robinson, too hot to handle. Going to push it ahead now. Might be Silva. I can't quite make out who that is on the far sideline. Here's a centering pass to Robinson off his foot. Clockers get a little bunched up. Ball still loose, centered. The Millis side of the field. Deaver has it now. He settles, pushing ahead to Oliver Wood. Wood not able to get it past that first defender. kept in by Deaver. Deaver with a nice piece of footwork there. And booted out of the way by Millis. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll be clocker ball, throw in very late now here in the second half.
Just a matter of probably less than a minute at this point, right? Wow.
I'm going to take their time with this, just again, eat some clock off. Okay, Mateus into Oliver Wood. Wood tries to center, it's off Mateus. Back, Deaver is able to knock it down. This one gets ahead now. Pinto was able to get it ahead, but ridden off by Millis. Here's a break for Millis. Broken up nicely by Ty. Getting ahead to Robinson. Costa's down there too. Pinto is in the center. Here's a shot way high and wide.
Wow.
Out of bounds.
This game has had the feel of like a playoff game, hasn't it? I mean, just the intensity of it.
It definitely has that feel to it. So,
and the fans are just really into it.
Oh yeah. Okay, a little tie up there. Isaac Iris getting some minutes here late in the game. Okay, Millis with an opportunity here. Ridden off nicely. A defense pinched in very well. Deaver hits the turf. Ball's out loose at midfield. Pinto can't quite work around the defender. Here's Demora getting ridden off. He's fighting his all the way down. Nice little pass there. Can't quite find Pinto. Onto the foot of Silva. Make that number 20. I lost it. Oh, a nice high shot.
Yeah.
But equal to the task. Millis goaltender. There's Andre Costa with that last shot, and there's the whistle. We've got a final. As the Clockers hang on, a big 3-1 win over the Millis Mohawks, handing the Mohawks their second loss of the season, their second consecutive loss in as many nights. And the Clockers get above 500 for the first time this season. They're on a 4-game win streak.
Yeah, that's a big victory for the Clockers tonight here in Ashland.
Absolutely. They were down 1-0 early, but they fought their way back. 2 goals in the first half by Louise Manhays, who unfortunately suffered some sort of an injury on the goal as he was able to get a foot in, but it looked like he rolled an ankle. I'm not sure. I don't want to speculate too much, but some sort of a leg injury. Keep an eye on that, and hopefully he'll be back for next week's game Tuesday against Medway.
But it seems like they rallied behind their injured teammate, and they just wanted to make sure they won the game and did everything they could.
Absolutely. I mean, just all the way around, the team really stepped up tonight, and of course that final goal by Ty Geary on a long centering shot, and
you called that ahead of you knew what was going to happen.
I had seen something similar earlier in the game. Like, I mean, Ty is a defenseman, and to see him all the way down that deep, like the play's going to him if he's going to be all the way down there. So,
and here they come with the ceremonial jog, the victor's jog. Is that what they call this?
I think so. They're going to acknowledge the crowd. So again, just a great win here on senior night as the team seniors are honored in pregame ceremonies. But that'll do it for us. So for Ari Kaufman, I'm Josh Abrams. The final here tonight, your Ashland Clockers 3, Millis Mohawks 1. You've been watching Ashland High School Sports on WACA-TV.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Marathon Deli. Marathon Deli offers a full range of lunch and dinner items for dine-in or catering. Fine cold cuts, cheeses, and meats also available, in addition to specialty wraps such as the Mayflower wrap as well as the Honey Bee wrap. They'll be sure to get your mouth watering. Serving Metro West for over 24 years, give them a call at 508-231-1859 or find them on the web at marathondeli.com.